Hey, I'm Dustin Nelson. I am 21 years old and I am currently a third year at Ohio State studying health sciences pre-med. I wanted to just make something uh, kind of just to show more about who I am and what I'm like. I didn't want to do something too scripted because I feel like that would be the best way to get to know me is just to kind of get it all out there and talk about me a little bit and explain what makes Marvel so special to me. So I really got into Marvel when it first started with Iron Man. That was just something so different to me when it first came out and really set a precedence for what it was going to be like. And I think that is pretty similar to what most people felt when they first saw that movie and got excited for the Avengers initiative. When I was a kid, I never really was much of a comic book kid. I was always a huge Batman fan. I did everything when it came to Batman, but never really knew much about Marvel until I started watching these movies. So as soon as I got into it, it was an obsession right away. After every movie and before every movie, I would go and do as much research as I possibly could, watching videos, reading articles, Wikipedia pages, reading comic books, trying to learn everything I possibly could to get a further knowledge on what was going on in each movie and what was going to be going on in the upcoming movies because I didn't want to just watch the movies. I wanted so much more than that. So that's been the same story for every movie since, from Iron Man to Captain Marvel, everything in between. Um, it's the thing that I love so much about the Marvel movies and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the fact that it creates its own world. Um, I think that's kind of obvious that does that, and that was what they wanted to do. But the thing that is so special about comic books is that it gave people a chance to leave what they were dealing with at the moment, no matter when you were reading them, whether you read them as soon as it came out when you were a kid, or whether you were reading them just now and are an adult. It just gave you an out, similar to what these movies are doing now. And they also created a whole world separate from what the world you live in, where these amazing people live and save people every day just because they choose to, not because they have to, or anything like that. So I really enjoyed the fact that this was a chance for me to escape from my everyday world and imagine a world where this was possible. Um, I have always wanted to be a superhero myself or just live in a world where superheroes were a real thing, and this is the closest thing I get to having that opportunity. I have watched each one of the movies over and over, even the ones that I think aren't as good. I compared to the best ones. I mean, I've watched them tons of times. I before Infinity War, I watched every single one, binged watched all of them up until um, the most recent one before Infinity War and Black Panther, and watched them in that order, and then watched them again at another point from chronological order, starting with Captain America: First Avenger, seeing that it wasn't the first one that came out, but technically in the year that it came out, it was set in 1940, so that was technically the first one. So I watched it in that order as well, um, and they never get old. And I really am looking forward to doing this again once I get closer to Avengers Endgame. And I just think that this is the perfect opportunity to do so. I'm actually watching my top 10 favorites, releasing what I think about each one, in my opinion, not necessarily grading it on what makes it a good movie, but necessarily just what I like that makes it my favorite. Um, I think that has been something that I really enjoyed doing, and even though I don't have the most followers number wise, I have a pretty engaging following base that has really enjoyed what I've been doing, and I've actually gotten a lot of feedback from people, not necessarily like comments, but separately. A lot of my friends have talked to me about it, like, "Hey, I really enjoyed it," and like gotten excited, like, "Hey, what's next?" and everything. And I release a different one every week, so it's kind of like that suspense, but also like getting everyone ready for it, including myself. I just really have been enjoying doing that, and my Marvel fanhood has only been getting more and more every day, and I really can't wait for this movie. I've been thinking about the tickets I'm going to be getting and when I'm going to be seeing the movie because I know it'll already be multiple times. And I really think that doing this would be a great tribute to Stan Lee, who did so much for us, from the comics to the world he created with the movies to all of the toys and everything. I really feel like he deserves this, and I want to pay tribute to him by doing this. And I look forward to seeing his tribute in the movie as well. So I really hope you choose me to take on this project and represent your company. And I really look forward to watching them and enjoying each one of those movies just like I have every single time. Thank you.